Live.
Mm-hmm. I literally could not have said it better myself. I mean, geez Louise. Perfect.
Camera.
Nope. No. Wait, there we go.
Dudes. I love that with one click you can sign out of all 9 Google profiles instantly.
That's pretty good. Yep. And you actually have to have the
2-step verification.
Yeah. If you're part of the partner program now. That's a new thing that they've added.
Lucky bat on. I only want to watch it evening, EOB. Still working on these 2 Plague Marines. What I'd like to do today is finish their backpack, so I have 2 more finished Plague Marines. We'll see.
Sweet.
We'll see. E95, hello. Halo White Dude, hello. Donald Kaler, ooh.
I agree with all of that.
Anybody see that the free model this month from Games Workshop is a squig? Just a single squig,
yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to go.
Nelson Dune, howdy folks. Frozen Throg, thumbs up emoji. Aaron Ferguson, hi.
A singular squig. Have they had one that was just dumb? Just nobody wanted it.
They had a Daughter of Cain. They had a single Stormcast Eternal. I mean, they've always been single. They've had a Stormcast Eternal. They've had a Space Marine Assault Intercessor.
That one.
That one.
That's
a single, one. Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, they had a single Demonette. I think that was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure some people are like, the squig, who cares? Squigs are dumb.
Although all orc players are going to be like, yes! Yes!
Just screaming. People are going to be strapping. Yeah. People are going to be strapping bombs to it. It's going to be great.
I mean, honestly, if you didn't want to buy the commando knobs, but you still wanted a bomb squig, boom.
Yeah, there you go.
Just wanted to use regular orc boys.
Exactly. Sean, dumb question. Can I prime with the brush everything I see peep spray?
You can, but I would say that it's probably going to take you a lot longer, and it's going to lead to a little bit of a thicker result. I mean, I would say a can of Rust-Oleum Black Primer is pretty cheap, and will prime probably like 100 minis. So I would try to find a can of that. But you definitely can, and I've primed stuff with a brush. Sometimes it helps if I'm doing like an effects paint, like if I'm doing a high gloss finish or a metallic finish. I'll spray that stuff on first, and then I'll apply a primer onto things that I want to use regular acrylics on. And I'll apply that with a brush. But usually spray is just going to be a lot easier, and it's just going to save you time. I mean, if you have to buy a brush-on primer, you feel like you might as well buy a brush-on or a rattle can of primer. And speaking of primer, I need to get the backpacks that I need to paint.
I know, like one of the considerations for brush-on primer is if you like live in an area where it's the temperature's inconsistent or kind of weird. I know that the brush-on primer can be kind of perfect for that. But yeah. EJ95, is there a channel on your Discord where artwork can be posted?
Like not minis?
Well, I would say probably memes.
Yeah, memes.
We had some artwork in memes.
Memes. I say these 2 backpacks should work just fine. Owen Stevenson, I'm giving my models a nice rim job.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, if the paint is taking a long time to dry, don't be afraid to give the jobs a good blowy.
With like a blow dryer?
Joe Runge, Jay, you are a hobby role model.
That's literally perfect. After what you just said.
Stay positive, bro. Will do.
Woo!
Next, Joe Rung, I rescind my compliments.
Oh boy, what a world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a fun face on that backpack.
Yeah, it's a plague bearer face, which are the little demony Nurgle guys. Which I actually feel like if you had a lot of poxwalkers, like most people who play Nurgle, I feel like you might just want to sprinkle in a box of plague bearers. Just for a little variety. I think they're about the same size, and they're pretty much the same thing.
Interesting.
Is my table a little closer to the wall? I feel like it's... Yeah, let's try that. Brent Schlach! That was an impressive burp.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
There's gonna be plenty more burps where that came from.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, May boyo. Hey Jay, any tips on using contrast paints? Never used them. I think you just slap them on. And then what you get is what you get, and then you can do corrections with washes and highlighting. I've had some that I'm more fond of than others. I have some browns that I think are fine, but contrast Black Templar and contrast white scars or something, Apothecary white, are excellent. But yeah, they're definitely not a final step. They're all helping you get to a finished product, but they're not the solution. They're just one step. EJ95, one of my friends, said that Slaanesh and Khorne can go together. I feel like they're not a bad match. Because they both kind of believe in excess. Khorne is just excess violence, and Slaanesh is excess all things. So I feel like they'd be a better match than the other ones. Whereas Tzeentch is kind of hiding in his corner, writing in his notebook about all the things that he knows that no one else knows about. And Nurgle, he's kind of set because all souls go to Nurgle.
All dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. So, Kaler, I did the opposite for Age of Sigmar. I sprinkled and converted Poxwalkers into my Plague Bearer squads.
Neat. Yeah, I think that's what I might do. I'll probably have to get more Poxwalkers. I have 10, which is probably not enough. You probably need at least 20 or 30. So I think I might try to sprinkle in some Plague Bearers just for some alternate sculpts.
Interesting.
Ooh, I had a fun day today. I went to Mariano's, which is like a crappy, nice grocery store. I go to the cheap grocery store near me, but Mariano's is the expensive grocery store near me because I needed something really special. But I found an Apple dongle in the parking lot, and it works. So I like Mariano's now.
You would find an Apple dongle there, too.
It looks like it's been run over a lot, but it works like a charm, so...
Wow. That's pretty hilarious.
Don't like them for food, but I like them for free Apple products in the parking lot.
Yeah, there you go. Really, you should write that in your Yelp review.
Yeah. Literally, just put like 4 stars. I found an apple dongle in the parking lot and it works, and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Sean, I got.
That ruins somebody's day.
I got
Need my dongle.
I got Celestine the Saint, and my main concern is getting her face and hair correct. Time not a factor. Want a white, pink, rosy skin and raven black hair. I'm at the point, could do separates, then put them together. You could, but I would probably suggest don't. I mean, you're talking about a face that's like the smaller than a pin, and the hair that's also smaller than the head of a pin. I'd say just put them together, and just paint the face. No, paint the hair first. Then paint the face, then fix the face, because you're going to get a little bit of that face on the hair.
Yeah,
but the hair is not quite as important as the face. But yeah, it's a very teeny little model.
Owen Stevens, Jay just painted up a pewter Eldar bone singer. If you haven't heard of him, I'd look him up because the model is sick. Sad
I've
it got
seen
discontinued.
it. Yeah, I think a friend of mine has it. It's really cool.
Yes, he does.
Dancing of Doom, if you enjoy the pleasures of flesh and comfort, is your patron god Slanesh, and when you die, you go to Slanesh's palace for eternity? I don't know, probably. What is it that the Cenobites say in Hellraiser? I forget. I haven't seen that movie in ages, but it's really good. Hellraiser. The first and second Hellraisers are excellent. I didn't really like the rest of them.
Well, there you have it.
1895. This is also the first stream where I get to see you really go in depth into blending the colors. It's pretty cool to watch. Yeah. Yeah, there's just little backpacks. Battle Ready Minis. The Poxwalkers come with the back half of the Plague Marine from First Strike or Dark Imperium or something. I slapped some green stuff and then some leftover Age of Sigmar Nurgle bits. Really? That's kind of cool. Yeah, I know they're the same sculpts that we've always had since Dark Imperium. Ghosting the world. Why do you guys want dislikes on your videos? Also, Hellraiser 1 and 3 rocked. The rest were pretty forgettable. I really liked in the sequel, there's a little girl and she can't speak. But her first words in the movie are, "Oh fuck." And it's awesome. Bennett Schlosh. How's the video on the chibis coming along? It's coming great. I like the chibis. I think they're cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's coming. I mean, we hit that goal like on the release day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it'll be interesting, even to all you people who think the chibis are lame. You're gonna want to check the video out too. I think it'll have a little something for everyone.
You're gonna burn one of them. That's the secret.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, but you know, yeah.
RE, as much as I respect vintage horrors, most are quite dated, not in the effect's more general story progression.
A little bit, but I feel like Hellraiser still works. I think a lot of the horror movies from like the 80s and 90s, I think when they do a good job of presenting the 80s and 90s to you, they kind of work. I always feel like a more modern horror movie, they kind of fall apart in the, uh-oh, we don't have any cell phone reception. Oh no, I stepped on my laptop and it's broken. Uh-oh, like they have to come up with contrivances for why they can't just solve all their problems with technology. So I kind of understand why horror is often set in the good old days.
Yeah. That's true. Uh-oh, my cell phone broke.
David Henderson. Hellraiser 4 was good. Ah, God, Hellraiser 4. I don't remember what happens in Hellraiser 4. Harvey Lefevre. Hello from Alaska again. Hello.
Oh, I've heard of Alaska.
James Paulancio, do you think Eradicators are a must-have in a Space Marine army? I believe those are the Melta guys. I've heard good things about them. If you think you're going to go up against some armor, I think they're probably a really solid include. They also probably are not bad at deleting hero characters or like high wound stuff. Because again, Melta, probably a little bit hard to deliver them places. But maybe something you can, if your opponent doesn't know any better, you could use them as a distraction card effects, where you just throw them at the enemy and hope that they give a little bit too much effort in taking them down, because they are just 3 Marines in Gravis armor. So really, really good save, lots of wounds. Boy, how many editions has it been since a distraction card effects was a thing? That might have been 6th. Right. EJ95, need a new sketchbook so I can draw a baby Zangor. I made a 2-minute sketch on a sticky note, and so far everyone adores it. I want to make it into a real drawing. Neat!
That sounds adorable. Ghosting the World. The Exorcist will always be timeless as a horror flick.
I like The Exorcist a lot. I really like The Exorcist 3, which we watched. Mm-hmm. It's a classic. I thought I was buying The Exorcist because The Exorcist 3 has the same box as The Exorcist 1. It just has a tiny little 3 in it. But The Exorcist 3 is actually pretty legit. It maybe is a hair slow by today's standards, but I like it. I really dig that movie. You can probably skip Exorcist 2. I don't know why, but a lot of these horror movies love to give their monsters really dumb names. And you find out that the demon that possessed Reagan is named Pazuzu. And it takes a little bit of the oomph out of it.
And then they have to say that very seriously.
I am Pazuzu. Yeah.
And I love kazoozoos.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing the kazoo.
Steven Wolfhard, there's some early slashers that still feel perfect. The Black Christmas, the first Friday the 13th. You know, the first Friday the 13th, I think, is the only one I haven't seen. False Cult Rick, Ashley Lawrence is Bay. Neat. I don't remember who that is. Is that the person from Hellraiser? Sean, if I want decals, I gotta buy 2 packs of Battle Sisters and get just enough decals. Oh well, it will be a learning experience. You know, the Battle Sister decal, I've seen it. It is pretty darn good. I think you could probably get away with 1. It comes with plenty of the little scripts, but I'd probably suggest not even trying to do the decal script work on all of their purity seals and parchments. I think maybe just a little bit of scribbling with a nice sharp tipped brush would get the job done. Because like if you look at like a photograph where there's books off in the distance, it just looks white because the white is there's just so much white on the page as opposed to black ink. So often you can get away with just not putting anything on purity seals and it looks good. Ari, or do what a zombie comedy here in the UK Doghouse did. A load of mates went on a piss up and threw all their phones in a bag and lost it because why not? That sounds about right.
I have a great idea. So, you know, there's like a lot of venues that make you lock up your phones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's how the movie starts.
There you
go. To a
go.
concert, lock up the phones. something spooky happens at the concert. Don't have any phones.
There's a really good Irish horror movie called Grabbers. I guess it's more of a creature feature than a straight up horror. But they find out in the movie that's set in Ireland that if you're drunk, the monsters don't want to eat you because they don't like humans that are drunk. And so they all have to be completely wasted the entire time as they try to figure out how to get rid of the monsters. So Grabbers, if you want to see an Irish horror movie.
That's pretty good.
There's a great moment. There's a lot of great moments in the movie. This isn't a spoiler, really, but there's a great moment where somebody is antagonizing the monsters because they feel invincible because of the alcohol, and the monster kills them anyway. They just don't eat them because that's really the only thing that they're being saved from by the alcohol. Gareth Owen. One movie that I love and got me into sci-fi things was the first Alien movie. Bro, that movie was insane. I literally grew up with that movie when I was really young. Like, God, I might have been maybe 5 or something. I don't know. I watched that movie a lot, like for a week straight, because my dad owned it and he let me watch it. It's like one of the most violent, horrifying horror movies ever. And then my mom found out and she made him throw the movie away. But it was great. I loved it. Harvey Lefevre. What did the grapes say when it got crushed? Nothing. It just let out a little wine. That's pretty good.
Darkho G78. Any more videos of McFarlane figures planned? Orcs and Gene Stealers coming in December. Enjoyed your last video. I'm on my second Space Wolf with plans for a Space Wolf Reaver 2.
I don't know. If I can think of a good angle, maybe. But I feel like I've used up the concept of I'm going to paint a thing. And so maybe if I can come up with a really good idea. But I don't know. It definitely wouldn't be another Space Marine. It would definitely be the Orc or the Gene Stealer or the Sister.
And it'd probably be the Sister.
Yeah, it'd probably be the Sister. We'll see. But yeah, currently no plans. Ari. Pazuzu, a real god demon. Well, loosely defined real. Yeah. But just because something is based in something in reality doesn't mean that Pazuzu does not sound like a scary name.
I mean, I'm shaking right now.
It's true, yeah.
I'm very frightened. EJ95, do you think a good paint job can redeem a not-so-good sculpt?
Absolutely. For sure.
Well, I can make a sculpt that's not true.
Yeah, I can't save any sculpt, but I have some books from... I have some miniature books from 2006 and 2007, and there's a lot of models in there that are old school pewter or resin, and really the sculpt doesn't give you much, and the paint jobs really bring it to life. So I think for sure you can do a lot with a paint job that can add more than what is there to a sculpt. I mean, when you look at a lot of the old Hammer stuff that still exists online, looks amazing because the people who were painting them were crazy good and owned cameras in like 1991.
Right.
And so you really see the best of the best of the best. You don't see people's crappy paint jobs. That was the majority of what was going on.
Yeah. Very, very true. And now if you see the old Hammer stuff, it's people redoing it, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Redoing it with like modern techniques. Jeez Louise.
Ghosting the world. Hey guys, if you guys ever entered a 40k tournament and you both took your girlfriends and your first opponent was fielding a modded army of topless sisters of battle army, what would you do?
I mean, that's my girlfriend's army.
Yeah.
I would just play a game with her, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
Well, number one, I would never take a lass to a.
No, that's your first mistake.
Keep those worlds separate. It's okay.
Bobcat Goldthwait has a great story about bringing women to Bigfoot conventions, and he's like, "All right, now, ladies, we want long sleeves, long pants. We don't want to, we're otherwise you're gonna be in danger at these places because the people here have not seen women in many decades."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one day I would love to go to a Bigfoot convention. God, does that sound like fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a part of several Bigfoot Facebook groups.
Ah.
And they share videos all the time of nothing.
Yep. Interesting. Are there anyone, like, part of the group that's actually actively looking?
Absolutely, yeah. The majority of the group is people who are just having fun and are going along with a joke. And then there's like a few people who are like, Bigfoot comes to my backyard every day.
Are there any like long posts about the Bigfoot sightings that they've seen?
A little bit. Usually it is just I went for a hike and I saw this, and then it's footage of nothing, and then they're like at 6:13 you can see a leaf move, and that was Bigfoot.
Oh, that's pretty great. The Duke 07. I'm more of a Yeti man myself.
Yeti's fun. Sean, is Bobcat still kicking? Yeah, he's still kicking. He just came out with a movie a couple years ago. Julia Starcraft, y'all think Old World is going to be Forge World? It'll probably be Forge World. Unless Forge World stops existing, which it should.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know what Old World really is.
Yeah.
I hear about it all the time. I don't know why that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
For like the 30 people that care.
Yeah. Actually, Old World is much better than Age of Sigmar because it actually took strategy and battle and game.
Interesting. That's why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Julia Starcraft, I really don't want to pay for a Forge World dwarf army.
Do they sell dwarves? Oh, because if they become fantasy, yeah, I get it. I mean, I would guess if there were things made of plastic, they'll be re-released in plastic. Because they would have to be redone if they were to be brought back in resin.
What would be great is if they did it, if they released it as a free game, and then you could buy STLs from them.
Oh my god, that'd be unbelievably generous from Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Literally unbelievably.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if that happened, I would know I'm dreaming and wake up.
Because then, think about it, because everyone would be like, oh, Games Workshop's nice. No, some people would still hate it. They're like, oh, for free?
I don't have a 3D printer.
Right.
Games Workshop doesn't sell a 3D printer. Ah. EJ95, one of my psychers has a bit of a blunt nose, and I'm thinking of painting him as though the tip has been cut off. His expression is already misery. It's not a bad idea. Bennett Schlach, what do you guys think of Sabaton? They're one of the best bands. They did Sabotage. I love Sabotage. That might be the only song of theirs I know.
I think I know what that.
Can't stand it, you know I planned it. I'm gonna break this water grate. Can't stand open when I'm in here, but this crystal ball ain't so crystal clear. That's a good one. Don't call me Shirley. I call my dick Bigfoot since no one's seen it.
There you have it. Ghosting the world. Rumor has it the squats are making a comeback in 40k.
It's possible, but I feel like they should maybe work on the armies they have. Instead of start new ones that are just a halfway between the Imperial Guard and the Space Marines.
Vampy. I only just noticed that Jay is left-handed after being subscribed for 3 months. Yeah, we're trying to beat it out of him.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
I know my dad is left-handed, and he when he went to school, they tried to stop him from being left-handed. But when he went home, his parents didn't care, and so they let him be left-handed. And so he does everything right-handed except eat. Because he wasn't being forced to eat right-handed.
Wow. The devil must be within him.
Mm-hmm. At the dinner table.
Oh, EJ95, I'm also a lefty.
Ah.
You heard it here, folks. They're invading us.
False cult Rick. I'd be the happiest boy in the world if squats came back. Well, I have disappointing news for you. Owen Stevens, you guys ever watch anything from a channel called Midnight Shift? He's an armor modeler from Europe. Got me to start a Panzer project. Oh, like tanks. He makes tanks. I thought like chainmail and plate armor and stuff.
I was thinking too.
No, I can't say I watch a lot of like real modeling, like planes, trains, tanks, automobiles.
Yeah, I find that the weathering tutorials are better on that side of the aisle than 40k stuff usually. Because they have to do a lot of it.
Yeah, except for our weathering videos are better.
Right, of course. Flopication. Question. Ever find... oh yeah, this is a tip. Question. Ever find mold in your paints? Just found some growing in a bottle of mixing medium.
Can't say I've ever had that happen from, like, my hobby acrylic paints. I know that used to happen all the time back when we were scenic artists.
Oh, God.
All the time, and we still had to use the paint.
Yep. Damn, dumping a bottle of Lysol.
Literally dumping Lysol onto mold and then mixing it up.
Yeah. and oh god, it kind of worked and kind of didn't.
Yeah.
Some of it just had to get thrown out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was god, it was paint that was made with. It's like a milk product.
Yeah.
But I forget what the real name of it's called. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Yeah, don't recommend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of places don't use that paint.
Yeah.
Besides that place, I've never used paint like that. I don't know what paint we used at UWM, but it was not that.
Yeah.
It was very odd.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah, it worked out great.
I don't know if it was less expensive or more expensive. I literally know nothing.
Yeah, but it would you'd open.
God.
You know, yeah, we'd have a bunch of paint, and we'd mix it all together to make different things, and yeah, you let it sit for a month, and yuck.
Mm-hmm.
That was almost kind of the worst part of when we were like changing shows over, was we had to deal with all the leftover paint.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross.
Don't comment, Shirley. Hey, J Nick, when's the OnlyFans? I mean, it's technically up right now, but yeah, we'll get content on there soon. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, videos of us twerking while painting will be up there shortly. We're just working on filming it. We're trying to find the best angles, if you know what I mean. Most flattering.
Stephen Wolfhard, what's the rust mix you're using? It's not really a rust mix. It's a brown orange, an orangey brown. I'd say if you have an orange and you have a brown, you mix them together, you'll get this color.
Patented orangey brown.
Yeah.
It's an EOB Spesh paint from our new paint line. Sold in plastic baggies. That's how we sell our paint.
Yeah, like Canadian milk.
Yep.
Which I think we've heard from several Canadians that they don't know what we're talking about.
Yep. But some do.
Some do.
So, who knows?
Must be a regional thing. Yeah. The Sixth World, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of ass. That's not how the quote goes. It's from the movie They Live.
Speaking of that, mild jackalope, flattering angles. Nah, I want to see depraved, desperate angles. That's gonna be up on there too. Don't you worry.
Don't call me Shirley. Bag milk is usually sold near the Arctic Circle. Interesting. Steve Wolfhard, growing up in Toronto, unused to drink the milk right from the bag. I'm used to drinking milk right from the bag. Josh Welch, I'll only buy them if they come in wooden barrels. Exactly, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I mean we'll have that coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
We have to drink all the whiskey first out of the barrels, and then we can put the paint in the barrels.
Cobalt Keep Tips! The video that was posted today by EOB was awesome. I wanted to let you know I haven't been able to base an army since I heard Jay's flat parking lot motto. Could not get it out of my head. Yeah! Be gone with the flat parking lots! All hail the little bit of elevation. Way too much paint just got deposited.
I only want to watch it. My family in Mexico gets their milk in bags too.
Oh, interesting. I've been to Tlaxcala, which is near Mexico City, and I'm pretty sure they had jugs there. But Mexico's a big place. Good, well, keep tips, but now that I know how EOB does it with Milliput, I can get started again. Thank you, EOB. Anytime.
Yeah.
Rosenthrog, down with the elevation. Get down with the elevation. I remember I used to go to a boxing gym, and what's great is they would like blast. What is that? That's Down with the Sickness, which is that Carpenter? I forget. Or no, not Carpenter. I don't remember who that is, but I am like the least aggressive person, and so that music just does nothing for me. Honestly, when I when I work out, I'm like listening to the Beatles.
Hey Jude.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Josh Welch literally went and picked up some Milliput today to try it out. Looks awesome. Yeah, I enjoy a little Milliput. It's a little sticky, but other than that, it's good stuff.
Little puttage.
Little puttage. Little putt-putt. Little pudge.
Mm-hmm. I think mini golf is better than real golf.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be, right? What the heck
Way
is
more fun.
What is with real golf? Real golf looks like it sucks.
I would love to watch professional golf players play mini golf.
That would be awesome.
Like Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm. All right, he's gonna go for the little windmill, and he hits it with a 9-iron. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it dinked off of the little thing. And it landed in the dragon's mouth. Uh-oh.
Oh. She'll never get that ball back. Yeah.
Ooh, now we're going into the to the black light rounds.
I never got watching it. That's the craziest thing to me.
Yeah.
I understand the playing it. You know, you're probably drunk and
Yeah.
you're on a field or whatever, and you're outside, and it's probably
Mhm.
nice, and you try hard and whatever. But watching it, what?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here? And probably a cheaper hobby than Warhammer, even though you have to pay for the clubs or you have to pay for time or whatever. I bet it's still cheaper than Warhammer.
It could be. Daniel Thompson. Mexico is the Canada of Mexico. Ghost in the World. Growing up in Manitoba, half the milk in the grocery was in bags. It's now all in cartons and jugs for some reason. Like it seems like they've replaced the bags.
Wonder if is it better that it's in bags?
I don't know. Because presumably it's a plastic bag. I mean, it's not going to be a canvas bag.
No. And that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody's telling me that song is Down with the Sickness is from Disturbed. Okie dokie. Ghosting the World. Be right back. Gotta do laundry. Oh, I'm always listening to streams while doing laundry. Or podcasts. It's I get excited for laundry because that's when I really get to just like zonk out and just do whatever. And like I like clean and stuff too. Because laundry doesn't take that long.
And I was about to say, do you just watch it in the machine? just go around and around and around.
Yeah, like I'll work cleaning the house, clean the bathroom, but I enjoy it because I get to take a break from this. Because as much fun as this is, you want a break every now and again.
Mm-hmm. The sixth world. My uncle owns a golf course up in Nebraska. First time I ever crashed a golf cart was on his course when I was 9.
And drunk.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
False Cult Rick, I'll be impressed when milk comes in paper bags.
Ooh. Yeah.
Sean, milk in plastic goes bad faster. It allows for expansion in the milk. Is that because once you pour it out a little bit, now there's air in there? Because I suppose with a bag there'd be no air until it was all done.
Yeah, do you do the thing like with like chip bags where you eat a ton of chips and you crumple it down so you kind of get rid of some of the air and you clip
throw a rubber band on there?
Yeah.
In the world, drunk at 9 must be an Irish kid. Yeah, it's one of the kids from the movie The Grabbers that I plugged earlier.
There you go.
All right, it's 47. I don't know if I'll get both shoulder pads or both backpacks done, but I'll definitely get this one done. I think it's turning out lovely. And by lovely, I mean sickly. And I'll have it known, this entire backpack was painted with a Walmart special. This is a crappy brush.
Geez, you're gonna hurt the brush's feelings with that one.
Mm-hmm.
The sixth world. What kind of irresponsible uncle would let a 9-year-old drive drunk? I was just buzzed. Totally cool to drive. Yeah, jeez.
Barbarous bloodshed. I don't know, I imagine golf would be quite nice, being out there in one of those pretty landscaped areas with a friend or two chatting, hitting a ball, and driving along in our little carts.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. I don't know, though. For me, a perfect evening is at home, alone, painting a model, and watching a YouTube video I've already seen before. That's really living.
Yeah, and if you haven't done that, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, the American dream. It used to be the White House, the picket fence or whatever, the white picket fence. But now, it's sit at home, watching a YouTube video you've already seen.
Mm-hmm.
And drunk out of your mind.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
You forgot that part.
Yeah. I mean, that was just implied.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. Don't call me Shirley. Can we get a Wednesday video about how dentists should be banned around the country?
I wish, but I feel like the YouTube machine would suppress my freedom of speech.
Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would suppress the truth.
Harry McGill, how do you do details with a clunky big brush? Well, with a truly clunky brush, you probably can't. Like, let me show you guys an example. So here is the brush I'm using. is the wood-colored brush, and then the red brush is what I would consider a clunky brush. And as you can see, the brush I'm using, it does have kind of a crooked, blunt tip, but it is still a serviceable tip. And if I flick it, you can see it's bending well. This red brush is a clunker. I mean, look at those bristles. Even if I wet this, it's not going to reform. So this brush, I would say, is really only good for maybe stippling or base coating. So as long as even if your brush is old and worn, if it still kind of has something resembling a tip, you can always count on that tip. But yeah, once it looks like this red one, your options are pretty limited.
Yeah. Gotta make sure you got a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
Cthulhu 73, just the tip. Exactly. Just want to get that out there.
Frozen Throg, I need to watch your video about not magnetizing that YouTube has recommended for the 682nd time. Good. And you know what? I hope after you watch it, it doesn't stop recommending it.
Mm-hmm. I know, that's, I think that's our most viewed video.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or 9 hobby tools. Which, recently, there was people commenting on it, and it was nice. Nice comments.
Mm-hmm.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
That might be one of our most controversial videos.
It is, yeah. People got mad at me because I said to put rocks in your paint. Mm-hmm. And they got mad at me because I said putting Games Workshop paint into dropper bottles is a dumb waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it.
They wasted their time.
Yeah, because they have already done it.
And that too. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, because I would imagine one thing that'd be easier than moving everything into the cheapest possible dropper bottles you can buy off the internet would be just use up the paint by painting.
Mm-mm. Incorrect.
Ooh, the Sixth World. At home, watching a YouTube video that you've already seen while painting a model in a house with a white picket fence. There you go.
There you go. And you forgot being drunk.
Mm-hmm.
That's an important step of the process, I would say.
Miami Jules, you mentioned Crayola Model Magic soft squishy modeling material in your latest videos. Is there a secret to working with it? I've tried using it, but it sticks horribly and has a weird texture. Yeah, it's not a super fine clay. Like Milliput and green stuff, you can sculpt and use to capture details. Crayola Model Magic is not at all like that. It's basically foam that you can squish a little. It's probably, yeah. I mean, it's not even as crisp as Play-Doh, but what it's really good as is if you want to make something kind of tall, like some rolling hills or some rocky terrain, then it becomes really, really good because it's so light. But yeah, and it also doesn't stick to much, so you need to super glue it down to things. If you need to put on a base, you got to put super glue down.
Mm.
And yeah, you never really want it to be a final product. I'd like to try out using it with something like those like Real Scenics silicone like rock faces. It'd be interesting to throw the Crayola stuff in there and see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, it doesn't seem to capture any details in particular. But it's so cheap and so light, it's great. And it dries fairly quick. Colin Steger, quick question. What are your thoughts on the new Con model? The model seems similar in vibe to the Dorn one, which you liked. I like it. I don't think I have any complaints. I think it's cool. I like it more than some of the Primarchs. Yeah, it looks good. And it looks just like Minigamer Dave, which is awesome, because I love Minigamer Dave from Mini Wargaming.
Harry McGill. My wet palette is a old lunch meat container with the wax paper and a paper towel.
Perfect.
That was me. I used to do that. It works.
Rosenthrog. I mean, getting Games Workshop paints is a dumb waste of time. Exactly. Jake G. Sheep. This looks like the normal box of Plague Marines. Adding more to your Van Gogh Death Guard collection. Absolutely. I'm making it into a full kill team and perhaps eventually a full army. I think one day I'll definitely have to paint a Mortarion because that model is just so badass.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a really, really cool model.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to see it in this paint scheme.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll only take, what, a couple hours? 2, 3, 10, 50?
Yep.
I think that Land Raider is the longest something has taken in a while. Although I really had to speed through that sucker so that the video could exist.
Alex YT, just wanted to say your guys' channel engagement is the best I've ever seen. Daily streams and 3 videos a week is awesome and impressive. But you're actually incorrect. We do 4 videos a week. One of those videos is on our Patreon.
Yeah.
We actually have a critique video this week where our patron submits models and then we critique them. It's a lot of fun.
Harry McGill, is there anything wrong with Army Painter paints? I use them now, and I get the feeling that the community isn't a huge fan of them. I'm not the biggest fan of Army Painter paints. I don't have a mixer, like a paint mixer, and I've heard that those can help out with getting the proper consistency of those paints. I find that they're a little bit glossy, which I don't prefer, but I really do like their washes and their metallics. I think they're excellent. And I really appreciate that they're very obtainable. And Army Painter does seem like a pretty bomb-ass company. Like, they're nice. They put out good products. They've got good shipping and packaging. They're very accessible, which is awesome. Sometimes it's hard to track down, like Vallejo paints or P3 paints. Or Reaper paints, like you have to special order them. Whereas Army Painter paints, like most friendly local game stores seem to have them. Which is really nice. And they're very, very cheap compared to most everything out there. So they have a lot of pros. But I think a lot of people eventually seem to graduate, in a way, to things like Pro Acryl that are like really, really high-end paints. But I think Army Painter is plenty good enough.
Lee Perry, they make great washes.
Yeah, I agree. I use their washes all the time. Maybe in a video recently.
And there you have it. Owen Stevens, between you two, do you prefer to have an army with lots of infantry or one with a bunch of huge things like tanks or monsters?
I think I like lots of infantry.
Well, I have a orc army, and that's a nightmare, and so every army I will have from now on will not be like that. So it will be less things.
Makes sense.
And speaking of less things,
yeah,
you know what that means? It is 10 o'clock. And we had 2 videos already out this week. We got 2 more, one on Friday, one on the Patreon on Saturday. We have a Patreon-only stream on Friday after the normal stream on Friday. And that one you can actually call in and chat with us, which is a lot of fun. So you got to join the Patreon for all this stuff. But we'll be back with another live stream at 9 p.m. Central tomorrow. So join us for that.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.